Hartwood again. It is. I know. I like these. This one is the Daytona. So this one's got a bit of character to it. Look at it. It's got a really cool shape. So a bit of a firebird sort of shape. Looks retro. Nice looks to it. The quality of it is pretty damn good for the money that you're paying. Well, just pretty damn good anyway, to be honest. I can't see any blemishes, any problems on there in the sense of painting issues or finishing issues. There's a couple of cons which I'll mention in a little while, which you may agree with or you may not. Yeah, that's it. That's the Daytona, Hartwood Deytona in tobacco sunburst, and it comes in green and gold as well, so I'll just tell you that. So let's run through what this guitar has got. The build and quality, as I've just mentioned, there's no blemishes or anything like that. The neck is comfortable. It's a C-shaped style neck going all the way up, so it's quite chunky, but if you're used to a Les Paul, then this will be fairly comfortable for you to play. And the fret edges are nice and smooth, so there's no sharp fret edges on this one. Hopefully this is the same across the board, but you know, you never can tell with a cheaper guitar. So yeah, the fret itself got a nice low action on it straight out of the box. So I only needed to tune it, and that was it. So the playability of it, with that in mind, was really easy. So straight out of the box, tune it up, and you're able to play it. I didn't need to adjust the action, the truss rod, or anything, and there's no buzzing, fretting out. It was just there, so that in itself is a good sign. Neck profile playability. So as I said, it's a C-shaped neck, so it's quite chunky as you go up that neck. So if you're not used to that, you might find it a little bit of a tree trunk as you go through, but I like that because of Les Pauls. Now, one of the cons, and the big con for me, is that 22nd fret. Even the 21st fret I'm going to struggle with. 20th fret is alright, so you'll be able to get your A minor pentatonic in up your octave, so that's good, right? But to get to that 22nd fret is not easy if you want to bend it. You can just about access it. If your fingers are short, you probably won't access it, but that's an issue for me. I like to use the 22nd fret if I can, and I can't on this, not without kind of coming through the guitar, and even then I won't be able to bend it, so it's just going to be a 22nd fret without reaching the pitch of the 24th. So that's one con. The other con is this switch. Alright, so if you've got a load of pedals on the floor and you're going to adjust them and you go, oh, did you hear that? Pulled that switch up. So what I like to do in my Les Paul is I have the bridge pickup on and the neck pickup off. So if I'm playing, I just want to adjust. There we go again, right? So easy to do. All you have to do is lean that guitar forward and it knocks the switch. That's another con, or one of the cons. There's two. So the 22nd fret and that toggle switch there, the placement of it. It needs to be somewhere else for me personally, so either up here or further up on this. I don't know really what the solution is, but that could be an issue for some of you, so just bear that in mind as well. So the actual sound quality of it, as you heard in the demo, it's got quite a bite to it. Let's just show you a few bits now. So everything is on full. Mini humbuckers. Come to the bridge, neck even. Middle. And then put this phase switch on. Take some of the bottom end out of it, so it sort of thins the sound out slightly and gives it a bit more of a throaty edge, which you can notice if I put this on. But yeah, it's got a good sound to it. These mini humbuckers, they cut through. I guess it's a little bit like a P90 in that sense, where it does push through the sound, giving you that humbucker sound, but not quite as thick. Sounds good. But anyway, enough of the sound. I've got a demo coming up which you've heard part of, and then the full thing up at the end. So obviously bridge pickup mini humbucker, the neck pickup mini humbucker, and 2 tones, 2 volumes, and your phase invert switch with your 3-way pickup selector. That is simple. So what I like doing on my Les Paul, as I said, is I tend to use the neck pickup as kind of cleaning the sound up, and then you got your clean and gain on the guitar straight away. Obviously you could do that rolling the volume back and forth, but no need to if you flick the switch. It's good to get used to. So I love 2 tones, 2 volumes actually, for 1 for each independent pickup. Yeah, so there you go, tone and sound. It's got a lot there for your money. 250 quid again. You're not really going to go, well, you're not going to get much better than that, I don't think, because it's got that bite to it. So the value for money, basically you end up with something which I think is worth more than the money you're going to pay for it. The 3 colour options are pretty good as well, so the gold, the green, and this tobacco sunburst. And the flexibility with sound on this as well, with your out of phase switches or phase invert switch, and your independent controls for each pickup. It gives you a lot of scope and a lot of kind of control over the instrument, so that's pretty cool. The craftsmanship and quality of it for that money you're going to spend on it is pretty good again. You know, you get your smooth fret edges, a decent neck on the way up, and obviously the access to the 22nd fret is a pain in the bum, but that's one of those things where it would annoy me and does annoy me, but it is what it is. And your switch problem where you're clicking down on it when you lean forward, that annoys me as well. But the 2 cons, do they outweigh the pros? For the lead style, for my style of playing, when I do go up that higher end, probably does. But for rhythm stuff, this thing cuts through brilliantly. And I think if you're only doing a sort of minimal lead lines on the lower regions, on the lower octave, it's going to be a great guitar to learn on, for one thing. But if you're only doing the lower regions, then that'll be fine. So from a beginner perspective, this would actually be a really good guitar to have. For the more advanced, so if you want to go into the mid-range guitar sort of sound or styles, yeah, probably not. So more advanced players where you're going to that intermediate, coming up to the higher octave for lead solos, you would probably not want this guitar just because of the access onto those higher frets. But yeah, you know, it's £250 for a solid mahogany guitar with a lot of sound options for this simplicity that you have on this guitar. All in all, is it worth it? Yes, I think it is. I'll leave you with that. I'll leave you with a bit more of a demo of it, and you can make your own mind up. Take care, everyone. See you later.